Okay, we are live. Hello everybody, my name is Bezad.
I'm Risa.
And we are here from Naked and Famous Denim. It is Naked and Famous Denim Day, like it is every day. We're here for the Naked and Famous Denim live stream, the largest, most incredible, funnest live stream, not just about raw denim, but in all of YouTube,
Live stream.
in all of live streaming. This is the most.
This is the funnest?
This is the funnest one.
Wow.
You guys be the judge of that, but I think we've nailed it. I think we've got something good going on here. So
some confidence there.
Yep, absolutely. We've got a action-packed live stream ready for you guys today. We're going to talk about mugs because we've got a new mug coming. We're going to talk about the Army HBT that came out today. We've got the King of Slub Dose. That's coming out next week. We've got a Wonder-related snack. Snack for snack time. We're going to answer your questions live. Probably get into some spicy topics. I don't know. We'll see how much you guys can rile me up in the comments. And we'll go from there. So we're in Japan. We're in Yokohama, Japan, for those people who don't know. Daylight savings has kicked in for much of the West, and so we are now streaming an hour later our time.
Yes.
Which gave us a little bit more time to wake up in the morning.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's now a lot colder this
That's true.
week. So it just feels like, earlier in the morning when it's still chilly.
That is true.
What I mean?
That is true. It's going to be colder from here on out, I think, in Japan. I think the last week was kind of the last, we had a couple of cold days, but last week was like the last sliver of kind of
good weather.
Good weather, yeah. We were literally on the beach last Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I went into the ocean.
Yeah.
Not entirely, but
yeah, we were there.
with my feet.
But it's not anymore. Mother Nature said no more, and she's here. So
sad.
we're cozying up as many of you already are. I know in Canada land it's getting pretty cold. We got winter jackets out on the streets. So speaking of Canada land, that's where HQ is. But let's find out where Use is in the chat. Let's see where the Naked and Famous Denim live stream community is checking in from, and let's see what they're wearing today as well, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to mention that in the chat. Let's start off with Chris Griffin checking in today with my cerulean Kasuri, around 160 non-consecutive wears before wash. Today is the second wear after the wash.
Nice.
It's always a fun feeling to wear the jeans after the wash because they feel like new jeans again. They have a different feel to them.
Yeah,
and then
it's a brand new experience.
Yeah, you gotta break them in to make them your old friend once again. It's like not seeing an old. I can't say it's like not seeing an old friend for a while, or maybe it is.
It's like a new haircut. Like you don't know if you like it for the first,
That's it.
48 hours.
Oh,
But
I remember washing my first pair of raw jeans, and I had put so many months into them, and they came out of the wash, and they were visibly bluer. Like that raw denim, like indigo black look, and they were like that for a while. And you saw you saw the fading coming through. So you saw these bits of bright blue shining through, and you're like, all right, that's cool. And it's a little bit grimy. And then they came out of the wash, and they were blue. Like blue.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not my friend. This is not who I remember being my friend. And I remember being like, oh, I need to get back to where I was, because I liked that more. So I remember going out and like buying another pair of raw jeans and trying to fade them myself. So I started scratching them and trying to, and then those ended up looking like crap. And because I had done, I whiskered them, but like nothing looked natural, right? It was like you had all this dark, and then you had like these brighter areas, and I'm like, these look terrible. These look worse. I'm just like, I'm trying to find a solution to my problem. And the solution to my problem was just keep wearing your jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to kind of like it's like life. You know, you have unexpected things happen, and you kind of have to embrace it.
Yeah.
You don't have any other option, really.
You don't. So, I mean, if you like dark jeans, just have a rotation of dark jeans, but...
Right. You
yeah.
can always buy a new raw denim,
Yeah.
but yeah, it is a little sad when you have to say goodbye to the friend,
Right.
you know, that you've been hanging out with.
For so long. So
Yeah.
anyway, that was a little bit of my raw denim journey there. Zhang Lin Fury, down to minutes of us starting. That's true. But we're here now. And Rice W5 is in the house. Hello from Birmingham, UK. Back to midnight here. Still wearing my herringbone denim. Fantastic. And thanks for tuning in so late in the night. We're glad that you could be here and join us every week. You're a true super fan. Johnny Crumhorn, also another true super fan in the house. And BD, of course, the professor, checking in from the Niagara region, where at 7 p.m. feels like midnight. And he's rocking his MIJ 10s today. Yeah, the sun goes down a lot earlier nowadays. Like 4:30 here in Japan, down.
Yeah.
Like
And it just kind of feels like, oh, day's almost over.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't really want to do something new,
Right.
like a new task.
right. And we work like well into the night.
Yeah.
So it just feels like the night is lasting so long.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm sure a lot of people are feeling the same thing. Jordan, hi from Picton, Ontario, wearing my Sumi Ink True Guys. Great choice. How's the fading coming along? How's the progress? MIJ Fades in the house. New Jersey here, wearing the Left Hand Twill Blue Owl collab, the Midnight Edition. Great choice. Ahoy from St. Paul, Minnesota, USA, from Dusty Rad Title. Invis Ian's DC is in the house. Uncut Raw checking in from Los Angeles, the City of Angels, I hear. That's what I heard. Andy Hartle says Arizona says hi. Well, hello. A lot of comments coming in. If I miss your comment, then ask it again. And I'll try to get to it. But I welcome to everybody. I do appreciate everybody checking in. Jeremy Ditson, St. Louis is checking. We got everyone from everywhere. We're glad to hear it. Jonathan Evans checking in from Van City. Will the snowy denim be made in a jacket? Unfortunately not. Yeah, we've used up all the fabric, and it's all going into jean land. But I did, for keen-eyed individuals, you might have to be really keen. I'm going to see if I can take you over to the Tate and Yoko website. If you go to View All, and then you go to New to Old, is it here? I published some of those styles. You might have to search for them. Let's do it. Oh, why is it not there? Did I not publish it? I published some. So like the Matsuri is up. I thought I published the Snowy. Anyhow, they'll probably be up soon, now that I realize that I didn't quite publish them all. But some of these styles that are going to be coming out for Black Friday, so part of the Black Friday, Naked and Famous Denim, I need to come up with a title for it, but like the old school collection, something like that, will be... you'll be able to preview them on the website, and we're going to launch them for Black Friday. So they do have a price, and then for Black Friday, I think I'm going to have them for 20% off right at the start.
Jameson says, just a heads up, is that your audio is peaking.
Oh, okay. So let me turn the volume down a little bit more. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you. I'm there. That might be a little bit better. I get a little excited when I talk loud, so that might be a better one. Better audio fix, and thanks for pointing that out. But yeah, we're probably gonna do like 20% off on all of the new styles from that collection. So
I'm gonna start off with a bang.
yeah, I'm gonna start off with a bang, and then
the price goes back to normal.
Right. Yeah. But I still think they're priced pretty well, all things considered. Like, this is a pretty crazy denim here.
Yeah.
And
if it was in the regular collection, it would be higher priced.
Right. Yeah. snoop around the website, you might find some things on there. But
Also,
go ahead.
JoJo denim, every week there's a few coming back in stock because of
Returns exchanges,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. So keep an eye out if you missed one. I saw a couple of Jotaro and stuff coming back too.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Let's see if they're still on the website. Wait, JoJo Bizarre Adventure. Okay, Jonathan, Joseph. There's a 34. That might not have been there before. A 29 Super Guy Jotaro. Okay. Yeah. And even here, Josuke, a 31. There's a 36 Super Guy. So there's a couple of, a 34 Giorno. Okay. So there's a couple of exchanges and stuff coming through. A True Guy 32 and Jolene. That's a good size. Good point, Risa. So thank you. Yeah, keep an eye out. If that back in stock notification can really help. All right. What do we got here?
Just as like a thing for back in stock, I think that if you sign up before the release to be notified when it's released, and then it sold out, and then it came back in stock, I don't think you will get the notification again.
Oh, I see.
I think you need to like sign up again after it sells out.
Okay.
Or, like after you get the first notification.
I see.
You have to sign up again to get the secondary notification.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Okay. Joy Decay writes, what's the weight of the Snowy? I believe 12 and a half to 13, something like that. What is the weight of Snowy?
Is
12 and a half, 13 pounds.
Yeah, it might be a little bigger than that.
Might be a little bit more chubby these days.
He's a big cat.
Yeah. Okay. C. Sanchez, right? Will there be a Stretch Elephant 12? There's no plans for a Stretch Elephant 12 at the moment. The Stretch Elephant, we'll see how we continue with that series. It did okay. I was hoping it would do better. It's quite possible that, that there isn't as big a demand. The unfortunate part is I feel like I created some demand for it, but
we're taking
it away. We'll see how it goes with that. It's just that there's a lot of, like, as far as producing the elephant, the minimums for it are quite large. Mm-hmm. So maybe we have to see if we can. It might not be an every season thing, so maybe you just kind of have to build up the anticipation for it a little bit more, and then we can release it so that we have enough, customers to warrant the production of it. So
yeah, I mean, 20 ounce category, like the customer base is already very small.
Yeah.
So like add stretch to it might not be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I mean, we never did like stretch color core.
No. We can see about that.
Although maybe we should start with like regular weight stretch
right.
color core. I don't know. Just wondering.
Slub Stretch Selvedge color core. That could be kind of cool.
Slub color core.
Slub Stretch. You know what could be really cool? Slub Stretch Selvedge color core with a colored weft. So like red core with like a not red weft, but like something else.
Okay.
We can think of some kind of, it'd be cool? A red core with a black weft. Red core, black weft. Like, black. Right. You know when we did, like, the black by red weft stretch selvage? Mm-hmm. Like, that was really cool. Yeah. Right? So, red core with a black weft would be.
That would just be, like, the red with, like, it would be like a hell jeans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Pedro writes, toxic. I hear you, my friend. Yeah, like eventually, because of Pedro, we will get to do, what I'd like to do is an alternating twill elephant, though it would not be Selvedge.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be Selvedge.
I think it's because those machines are very, particular, like, I don't know, I think the reason we haven't gone, like, too heavy because we may not be able to, or they may not be willing.
It might
to
be
do
like
that.
maxed out at the Frankenstein weight. Anyhow, that said, we do have the Ecru Frankenstein coming out.
Undyed.
The undyed Frankenstein coming out this spring, so that's one to look forward to. Pedro writes, Carnage Jean Grand Drell Red and Black and Red Weft. Yeah, a Grand Drell Warp would be, but yeah, Carnage would definitely be some kind of red and black, mix up. Yeah, you know what? I wonder who has the rights to Spider-Man. I think it's Sony, and we do have a relationship with Sony.
Is it Sony?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Sony has the rights to it. Anyways, let me look into it. I do want X-Men.
Right.
I haven't really done much in terms of reaching out. And I don't really know. I know the one time I did reach out a long time ago, they said thanks, but we're working on a project right now with another denim company.
What happened to that? Was there a collection?
I don't know. I'm sure maybe, one of the big ones. Or maybe it was like one of the fast fashion retailers were doing something,
Right.
who knows. But the Raven writes, Sony owns the film rights to Spider-Man. Okay, so maybe not.
Marvel owns probably the comic book rights. But
Yeah.
do you want to do a comic book?
Yeah, I want to do it on the
version,
comic books.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think that's better.
Right. Okay. Spencer's mustache. Any true guys with 5% stretch on the horizon? Oh boy, do I have a lot of true guy options coming out. Hold on, let me just pull up my list. Because this is what should be. Anyways, we're working on it. You guys, if you guys watched the last episode of This Week at Tate and Yoko, you know that our guys who are doing their measurements and stuff, they got a lot of jeans to measure. They're busy guys. But as of now, this is the next batch of true guys that should be coming out. With any luck, we'll have them out before Christmas. And if we do, I don't know what I got to do to our staff, but we gotta give them a big old thank you, because they'd be working not just overtime, but double overtime to make this happen for all of you guys. These guys are gonna be working super hard.
They have been.
They have
working
been really pumping it out
hard.
for you guys.
I think everybody should, maybe
Watch This Week at Tate and Yoko.
Yeah,
and,
that would be very
and
supportive.
leave a comment, a supportive comment, and a like.
Yeah.
But this is what we have planned for True Guy. With everything, if everything goes according to plan, we'll have them out before the Christmas. Black Power Stretch, Nightshade Stretch Selvedge, 11-ounce Stretch Selvedge, Indigo Selvedge, Duck Canvas, the Khaki Green Duck Canvas, Black by Gray Stretch Selvedge, Indigo by Indigo Stretch Selvedge, Deep Indigo Stretch Selvedge, and Black Cobra Stretch Selvedge. So, if you've been waiting, Spencer's mustache, if you've been waiting for some stretch, True Guy, we got a whole bunch of them coming your way. So we are working on rolling out the entire core collection in True Guy. It's coming. It's coming. Patrick Reyna writes, any groovy guys? Solid Black Groovy Guy, Solid Black Selvedge. That was the newest one.
Now we have
left hand twirl, natural indigo, solid black.
I think that's
Yeah.
it for now. Yeah. It's not Groovy Guy would never be like the main starting
event.
member
Yeah.
of the team.
Right.
It's for now. It's the forfeit, but yeah, I mean, eventually, I think we should have more options in Groovy Guy and Strong Guy.
Yeah. Again, another hopeful before Christmas. The natural indigo strong guy. That's in the production now, so I'm not sure exactly when it hits our warehouse, but it should be soon. And we should hopefully have that out before Christmas. So that's another one. If there's another groovy guy or strong guy suggestion you got for me, let me know. We'll make it happen. Okay. Okay, we've got Jordan writes, snagged a pair of the Elephant 12 True Guys today. My first heavyweight pair. Fantastic. And that's a great pair to start with. The fit is very accommodating for a heavyweight jean. Somebody mentioned earlier that they spotted Garrett wearing the MIJ13. That's right. So Garrett is wear testing the MIJ13. He's going to be wearing them pretty hard. He's going to, do all his managerial warehouse and all that stuff duties.
He's going to be busy for the next, couple months.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of action.
Yeah, including his rock climbing. He's also a skilled rock climber. And yeah, he's hopefully going to have he's got a couple of months to fade them out before they release, but we'll have them probably early in the new year out for everybody. But if you tune in to the show, you'll get to see his progression. I know he's wearing the Elephant 11, Elephant 11S, and he's going to be getting into a pair of the King of Slubs. So he's going to be
moving up in the world.
Yeah, 23 ounce super heavyweight. So you're going to get to see some great progression on some heavyweight denim some more great progression on heavyweight denim from our good man Terry.
I hope he keeps wearing the elephants too, because that's like the elephant stretch, like the fade of our staff member.
Right. Pedro writes, Garrett is a buff boy. Garrett is a buff boy. If you guys haven't seen, I'm just gonna show you guys what Garrett's buffness is looking like these days, because he is a buff boy. He's a real man, and let's check this out. So this is Garrett, the wizard of 32 ounce. Go and follow. He rock climbs in raw denim. He's a maniac. Look at those muscles. What a guy. But look how buff
so
he looks in the 40 ounce denim. Look at guys. Come on. Look at this guy.
He's like Popeye.
He's like Popeye. Look at that back. Unbelievable. What a guy. So many muscles. We should all strive to be more like Garrett. Rock climbing and 40 ounce denim, heavy jeans, and heavy lifting. What more can you ask for? What a guy. Unbelievable. Pedro, Garrett is yoked up. He sure is. Yeah, he sure is. Joey Decay writes, the Warehouse Boys sent me a slim fit Oxford and a railroad chambray. I love Terry and all those boys. I have to say, we've got a really fantastic team. I'm so glad that this week at Tate and Yoko is taking off.
Yeah.
It's really, I'm so happy that I get to watch it first. They send me the video, just, I do a little color edits and this and that, and I put it up on the YouTube. But I watch it all, and I'm genuinely entertained by the whole thing. And I think it's such a great dynamic of people.
Yeah,
Everyone's
exactly.
got their own.
It's just like everybody that's together. They're
Right.
just such a fun group.
Yeah. So hopefully Risa and I get to make a cameo on that show one day.
Someday.
I'm excited to be part of it. And I'm glad that you guys are loving it. So continue supporting it. Let us know the kinds of things you want to see in it, and we'll continue to make some cool stuff for you. Okay. BD writes, Bezad, there was a future revenge mentioned in a past This Week episode. Any hints? A future revenge mentioned. I am not sure. Maybe the producer is alluding to something that I might not remember. Maybe give me another hint, and I'll see if I can get it. Okay. SP writes, I'm a new denim head. How does the stretch fabric last? Will it disintegrate like elastic bands in gym shorts? It depends on the... Will it disintegrate like elastic bands in gym shorts?
Well, not... I don't know. I mean,
very quickly.
Yeah. Because those elastic bands in the waistband, those are made entirely from elastic.
Right. So the elastic part of the jeans is it's an elastic fiber wrapped in cotton, And the reason why your gym shorts elastic disintegrate is because those go through the wash a lot. So you're washing them, you're drying them. You're washing them, you're drying them. And that process breaks down those elastic fibers more quickly. And you will find that, maybe I remember back in the day when I used to wear, pre-distressed stretch jeans, and they're very, very comfortable. You bought them, they're comfortable in the store. And the reason why they were so comfortable is because they had that stretch property, and they had also gone through all that distressing, and that the heat and the chemicals and all that stuff actually broke down those stretch fibers so that they would stretch, but they wouldn't snap back, right? And those are also the kinds of jeans that you would wear a couple times and you'd wash them, right? So they went through that process a lot, and those stretch fibers, you'd wear the jeans, they kind of stretch out, you'd have to put them in the wash, they'd come back to shape because the heat would shrink the elastic fibers up, but they didn't have that elasticity anymore. So the more you wore them, the more they stretched out and they wouldn't snap back to shape. Right. So with raw denim, you're not washing your jeans so often. So the elastic stays elastic a lot longer.
And also, it is not, I think it's more noticeable when there's high elastic content. Whereas, it's less noticeable if the elastic is just
2 or 5%. Yeah. So, generally speaking, you don't have any, for the lifetime of the jean, you won't, it's very rare that we have any issues with something like that.
Yeah, but that's not to say if you, keep wearing, keep washing, eventually, it's not permanently good.
Yeah.
Just cotton disintegrates too, so it's there is a lifetime to it. Yeah, the limit to it.
But
I don't think you would have to worry about it to the point where gym shorts lifespan is so much shorter.
Right. If you're thinking, are these jeans going to last me 100 years? Probably not.
Though if you don't wear them,
if you don't wear them or you wear them sparingly, then maybe they could, but would they to a comparable 100% cotton jean? Probably not.
Once you start thinking about these things, you just get into what if? What if
that's true. There's a lot of unrealistic situations. If I'm buying these for 100 years, will they? I'm
the thing is, we wouldn't really know because nobody's had that experiment.
Right.
In that exact scenario. Everybody lives differently, so difficult.
Joy Decay writes, in 2005, I can remember ordering out of a catalog still my stretch denim skateboard jeans, and those were super cool, and I wore them till they became popular, mainstream, and stopped in 2018. 2005, ordering from a catalog. I guess that was still... In 2005, you weren't buying things online yet. That was still rare.
It was still rare, and nobody bought jeans online. Yeah. Jeans was you have to go to the store and try it out.
In 2000, I remember in the 2000s trying to buy stuff online. Not every, you might go, a store might have a website, or you'd see something on Hypebeast. Oh, and this store in Hong Kong had this item, and you went to their website, and their website was just here's our address, right? And it's trying to order something from the internet was impossible.
Trying to shop internationally also was a very difficult thing. Nobody knew what they were doing.
Right. I had online forum friends who lived in different countries, and we would trade stuff. So I know a guy in Japan, and if I wanted to get Bape sneakers, he would get them for me, or PlayStation stuff. And then, I would trade him stuff from the West that he couldn't get. And I would buy him the thing, and then I'd send, it was a whole thing. And I would get Japanese magazines like that too. And he'd be like, what do you want? I'm I don't know, just whatever. And then he'd send me a pile of magazines, and then I'd send him a pile of magazines. It was...
Well, magazines from overseas is so expensive.
Yeah.
I would go to stores that had American magazines, and they were so expensive. Yeah. And it's just I understand those are very heavy things, but it was just ridiculous.
Right. Man, the world has changed the world's changed a lot in my lifetime, but not so much in my lifetime. I saw, I don't know, somebody on my Instagram post, it must have been their birthday. It was like 1937 to 1980 is the same amount of time from like 1980 till today. Something like that. Is it?
I don't know, 1937 to 1980.
Yeah.
That is 43 years.
Yeah. Yeah, so there it is. Like when around the time we were born, like thinking back to the 1930s seemed so long ago, but now that I'm old, thinking back to the 1980s doesn't seem that long at all.
Yeah, because we know about it.
Yeah. But
like 1937, you only learn about it in history class or from your grandparents.
Yeah, I guess so, but like how many people are like, I don't know. I get a lot of things have changed obviously, but I guess they didn't have VHS tapes. It was, if you were born in the 80s or you lived in the 80s, how many movies from the 1930s and 40s were you watching? Mm-hmm. Probably not so many, but I still think that like 1980s movies are still being watched today by like, people who were born in the 2000s.
This has nothing to do with this, but I was just remembering that the other day my grandmother told me that she was like, we were talking about her age, and she was like, oh, I wonder if I will make it to 100. Uh-huh. And she said, like, well, my great-grandmother lived to be 74. My grandmother lived to be 84, and my mother lived to be 94, so I must live till 104. She's now like 97, so she's almost there. But like the fact that her great grandmother, which is my great grandmother, anyways, lived to be 74 is impressive. Yeah, I was like, how did she's from like a different century, like well, obviously, but like it's, I don't know. My mind was blown that like that long ago people still live to be 74. Yeah,
it's very impressive,
right?
Very impressive. So
it's like you think of those times as like a different history level, and then sometimes you feel like, oh, but I mean people's lives are not that different,
right?
Like,
well.
I mean, they didn't have internet.
Right,
sure.
but I think it is. Like, when you look at, like, sometimes on YouTube I'll see, like, old Japan, and it'll be, like, the first video recordings of Japan, and it's, like, early 1900s or something like that. And, like, it's dirt roads and animals, carts and things like that. Like, but for me, you look back to the 80s till now, and, roads and infrastructure and, like, computers. Like, computers weren't used as much, but, like, a lot of the technology that was around, cell phones, it's been here for a while.
Yeah,
right?
I think the things that we compare nowadays, how we progressed in time, is technology. But back then, it wasn't, it was something else, like, it was, like, say, maybe electricity, like, that changed the world. Like, I don't know, things like that hadn't changed from like when electricity was invented, so like when it's in everybody's homes, that must have been like a big change. Like we like that's the equivalent of like us having internet. So like us having internet didn't like literally change our, well, it did basically, but the changes were like less impactful, I feel. Not having electricity to having electricity, that's like insane amount of difference.
That's true. Yeah, anyways, all I can say is I'm old. I'm an old guy. I'm an old guy now. The Raven writes, yeah, my grandma was born in the late 1930s and she's still kicking. Literally goes on daily walks around the city with no assistance. That is
good for her.
That's awesome. Okay, Adam Brown, just got my first pair of Naked and Famous jeans. Well, fantastic. Welcome to the club, my friend. Nicholas Vilpu with some great Japanese knowledge here. Faxes in Japan are alive and well still. It is very true.
Oh, yesterday we went to the restaurant and they had the fax machine like sitting right
at the front.
Yeah,
literally right at the front.
And it was saying that they had fax, like they had received fax.
Yeah,
it's like great.
Yeah, fax machines are very alive and well in Japan.
To be fair, though, when I lived in Montreal, we were still receiving fax POs, purchase orders.
From some companies.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not just Japan.
Yeah.
It's other
it's weird because we would get the fax PO from somebody, and then we'd get an email from the buyer saying, hey, did you get our fax? And I'm like, yeah.
Why don't you just
we got your fax. Like,
that's so funny.
Yeah.
That fax, it never goes away.
No.
Although, I mean, like regular homes don't have faxes. I think only businesses have fax machines.
That's true. Okay. Jeremy Didson writes, are you guys the only retailer that carries True Guy? I noticed no other retailer does yet. It's not true. We have it available for everybody. It's just whether or not they've ordered it or ordered it yet.
Yeah. We've been recommending, there's a few out there that have True Guy. I think, because it's a new fit. It's like when Easy Guy was new.
Yeah, it took a while to pick up.
Yeah, I mean the retail partners they have to order in bulk, and they don't want to make a mistake. They don't know if it's gonna work out well. So we're currently the most we carry everything obviously. Yeah. So, but I think it will grow in other.
It'll. I think starting in the spring, you'll start to see more of it out there. Retailers are like. Let me tell you, just from my experience, is that retailers are very set in their ways in terms of what they buy from you. Like if they've been buying Super Guy and Weird Guy from you for years, they don't care what you have new. That's not like I'm saying it a little bit, whatever. But they're just so set in their ways. Like this is what works, and this is what we buy.
And I think it's also like this is what we buy from Naked and Famous.
Yeah.
Naked and Famous, like we buy slim jeans.
Yeah.
Another company, maybe we buy like I think in their head like this is the merchandising and this is what like they're assigned to. So I think it takes a minute for them to adjust.
Yeah.
Like their head level.
Right. But we have everything because we make it. So it goes on our website. It's not that we're gatekeeping it at all. I actively send emails. I'm saying here's the new fit. Everybody loves it.
Try it.
So. Anyways, the more you ask for it as well, the more the retailers will be, encouraged to carry more of our fits. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. BD writes, my wife faxes every day at her library for the public.
Oh,
well, there
library.
You go.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it's
every day for the public? So people are coming in and asking the library to fax something for them?
Yeah, because you don't have fax machines. You have to go to Kinko's or maybe
Right, but I just find it odd that it's the library's job.
Yeah, is it a free
Is that a free service? Yeah, because that's interesting. I have to say, like, in Montreal, what is it my favorite place? It was definitely one of our most commonly places to go was the Montreal Central Library. Which is beautiful, by the way. It is an absolutely beautiful, incredible library. They have so much stuff.
The tax money was spent well.
Yeah, there. I have to say that I don't know what it cost. Maybe if it is frivolous, who knows?
Probably,
but
it was probably worth it because it's like it was very popular. It was like people hang out there.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Just even if you don't get a library card, just go there and check it out. It's a very beautiful place. It's right by Barrie UQAM, and
you can see how like returned books just go on it.
They had amazing.
Yeah.
They had this conveyor belt.
Yeah.
So you'd scan your own books in, and then like you would watch the book like get sucked into the machine. And it was like all see-through, and you watched all the conveyor belt pick it up, and like it was just like winding through the whole building.
Yeah.
And it was such a beautiful installation. Yeah. But Risa and I would go there once or twice a week. Like we went there a lot. Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
They had everything.
Yeah.
And that was like, we would rent movies,
Yeah.
we would rent CDs.
Yeah.
We would, I would just, that was when I was, getting into my hobby. So, I had all, resources that I could ever have.
Yeah. But even as a kid, I hung out at the library in the Mississauga Library. I hung out at the Central Library by Square One, and then there was one by my elementary school at the community center that I would go to on most lunches because I would play Marvel Overpower cards there with my friends. Not Magic. That was not for me. I was like, me and my friends were like, Marvel Overpower. That's the card game for us. And clearly that card game has done so well over time. But I remember at the Central Library, it was the first place they had 2 internet terminals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You go to the library to check your email.
Right. So me and my brother would go there quite often, and you could rent, or you could, you could sign up for 30-minute intervals to use the internet. Mm-hmm. So I would sign up for 30 minutes, and my brother would sign up for 30 minutes, and then we would have an hour together just Nintendo website,
But I mean, even when we lived in Montreal, there were, people who would come to the library to use computers.
Yeah.
Whether they had it at home or not, who knows, but I think that was still a thing. And, in Japan, libraries are, so, no sound whatsoever. So I think it would have been, when I was a kid, I would go there maybe to, do, summer break homework and stuff like that. But you can't just go there and hang out with your friends.
Right.
You're not allowed to talk. Not even a little bit.
But what I have found as I've grown up, so, the library I went to when I was a kid, they would have, it was all books. Maybe they had a couple of tapes, but as I've grown older, it was video games and movies and anyways, faxing. And BD writes, there is a charge for the faxes. All right. But there's so much more stuff there nowadays.
Yeah, because the media has changed.
But for me, it's the idea that video games were there.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. I'm video games? As a kid, I was like, Mom, I'm going to the library to, this is a place where there's no video games. Yeah, I'm here to learn,
Yeah, I wonder, in library, they didn't have fun books. They didn't have comic books, for instance, in Japan.
Right. Oh, there's in Montreal Library, there's a whole, manga section.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's just, to me, library was, they didn't have any fun stuff that you want. But I guess now it's
I guess that's how they draw people in with fun stuff. So anyhow, little library. I like the library.
Wow, we've been going everywhere.
Yeah. Carl Morowski, loving that hoodie, Bezad. We're loving you, Carl. Thanks so much. Somebody also asked in this stream if they could have my hoodie. You can get one. Brandon Vincent writes, is Wonder Looper still planning on making wool products? Wool is something we're researching a little bit. Mm-hmm. If you want to learn more about what's going on with Wonder Looper, Risa and I are doing a live stream tomorrow. So it'll be Saturday for most people in the East.
1 hour later.
So 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern on November 11th. I think I wrote 10. Anyways, I sent I sent out an email and then I put the wrong time. Although the live stream link was the right time. I'm getting confused. There's so many time zone things happening right now. It's difficult. But anyways, there is a Wonder Looper live stream tomorrow. Go on the Wonder Looper YouTube and sign up for the notification, and we'll talk all about Wonder Looper things there tomorrow. It'll be a fun live stream. We have some excellent previews to show off. So yeah, Dennis Wetmer writes, audio is cutting. Yeah, I think it's gonna fix itself shortly. I saw that there were some hiccups in the upload, so hopefully that'll fix itself shortly, because I've got a green light over here, and hopefully we've got a green light coming through over here in a second. So hopefully it'll fix itself. Appreciate anybody who's hanging on through the technical difficulties. Okay. Bio writes, got my Giorno and Elvira both hemmed. Shout out to Detail Denim, completed my purple jeans collection. That's a double purple collection right there. Fantastic options. I hope you're enjoying those. Okay. Hopefully the audio's being fixed by now, or we have some live stream gremlins, hanging out. But I think it should be okay, because I've got all green lights on my end now. So hopefully we're through the trouble. Joey Decay writes, I want raw denim bibs with a hammer loop and side pockets. Other companies have them, but pricey. Yeah, I can see about raw denim bibs. It could be a thing. Like a big apron.
I see.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like
a child's bib.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like a big apron, like a working apron. I don't think it could be that expensive. I don't know.
It depends on what fabric you use.
It depends on the fabric and how much detail you put into it. But like a simple apron shouldn't be too complicated.
Well, the thing is, like, jeans is extremely complicated, but we are set up to make jeans, whereas, like, we're not set up to make aprons. So I think even though there's less steps,
the
it
efficiency.
might just, But I mean, that's not to say that it's going to be, like, unaffordable, expensive level, but...
Right. So hopefully we can see about something like that. The live stream is tripping out a little bit. Sorry, it's that internet of mine. It's not the fastest in the world.
It's been a while since we had a problem.
But you know why? It's because we stream earlier, and earlier in the morning we got better. There's less people on the internet, so we have better connection. So
tomorrow it's gonna be worse.
Maybe it's possible. I'm gonna see if I can fix this right now by just trying to decrease our bit rate, and see if that makes things a little bit better for everybody. But hang on through the turbulence, everybody. It'll always be okay. Okay. Justin Barr writes, best black heavyweight option coming soon. Planning on grabbing MIJ 13s, but want heavier black.
That might be the heaviest coming up.
Right. We don't have any heavier in the works at the moment.
And it's like, it's 16 ounce, but it feels heavier.
Right.
Heavier.
Right. So
it's, I mean, I don't know. We just don't have anything else lined up.
And especially as, like, I know we're in the middle of fall winter right now, but our next release, like, big release schedule is for spring summer 24. Right. So there won't be, like, too many mega heavyweight options there.
Right.
So
do we have anything for fall 24 that's black and heavy? No,
I'll have to review. Okay. Chris Griffin, bibs are overalls in the Midwest USA, making sure you don't skip over Joey's follow-up comment. Right, yeah. I figured that. Bibs,
yes.
Also, people call overalls bib overalls because they have...
The HS code people.
Yeah.
So I see that all the time.
Customs people.
Yeah.
We got it. So hopefully we could do something like that for you. I think it kind of makes sense. It fits into the raw denim vibe. So
I mean, we already do have overalls, but raw denim overalls. We just don't have hammer.
Keep pressing us, and we'll see what we can do for you. Although a hammer loop on a bib, I feel, might weigh it down a weird way.
I mean, it's like, it's like the ones that you see from, like, a real workwear.
I don't know if I see bibs with hammer loops on them. Do I? I don't know.
It's like the pants part, right? Like it just,
but that's on your pants.
Yeah.
Whereas the bib, I feel like... Anyways, I don't know. I'm not a workwear guy, really.
You wouldn't have it at the same place as you would have it on pants?
I don't know.
I think I've seen those.
I'm going to have to look at some bibs before we plan out a bib. Okay. Chief Doza writes, you said before you raw hem your jeans, do you just cut and go or do anything after cutting? After cutting, no, that's it. You just cut and go. I mean, when you cut, you want to make sure that you're cutting straight and that you're cutting with a good pair of scissors. Your kitchen scissors probably won't cut the fabric very cleanly. I would recommend going to a sewing supply store or anywhere like a craft supply that they do have proper fabric scissors, or like
a dollar store. They have
fabric. In Canada, Dollarama, they do have impressively they have good like fabric shears.
But in Japan too, I'm guessing in America too, you can go to a dollar store and because I mean you don't have to have like the top of the line fabric scissors. You're probably going to be using not every day. So
you don't need to spend over $50 on these things. You can at the dollar store they might have them for like $2 or $3 or $4. At maybe the fabric supply store they'll probably have some for like under 20. Or even like, no, that probably won't cut the denim so good. The roller. I wouldn't recommend the roller.
It depends on the weight.
Yeah.
I have fabric rollers that are very capable
sharp.
of that. Yeah.
But anyhow, make sure you get the right scissors for it. Because if you don't, the scissors just are not going to cut very straight. You're going to struggle through it. And you don't want that. So, tips, get the ruler. Get the fabric chalk or get like a pencil, something that's going to mark the fabric, cleanly, but it will wash off. So like a school, graphite pencil sometimes will work just fine. But fabric chalk is what you want. If you're at the sewing supply store or the dollar store, they might have the sewing section there. They have some of that, and just make sure that you mark cleanly and you cut straightly. So there you go. Something is going on. Chris Griffin, I'd like a hammer loop for my Bezad special because I'm a workwear guy. You know what? We can do that. We can. The Bezad special workwear edition. We'll put that hammer loop on there for you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it can support the weight. It might just.
No, it can support the weight. Trust me, the Bezad special is designed to support the weight, so it can definitely support the weight. If you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Shout outs to Vinny. Okay. Justin writes, love my Elephant 12s, obsessed with the fabric. There is something about a heavyweight jean and just holding it. You're like, damn, this thing is...
Yeah. And Elephant 12 it's just, I feel like that's the broken twill one, right?
Yeah, big slub broken twill Selvedge.
It's kind of like, it's a little bit, I don't know. It's nice for a 20 ounce. It's not like King of Slub 2 is a carpet.
Yeah.
Doesn't,
That's it.
There's no comfort in this.
This doesn't flex, man. That's it. Crisp.
Yeah.
Or
it's like Elephant 12, I feel like it's a little bit softer.
And it's so beefy sounding. It is. This is a steak, everybody. This is your grade A5 Wagyu hunk of beef right here.
Yeah. Well,
it's not a Wagyu.
No,
a Wagyu
it's too soft.
Too soft.
Too fatty.
Yeah.
This one's more like tough meat.
American.
Yeah, like hard
steak.
to eat.
Yeah. Yeah, an A5 Wagyu it's just like eating butter.
Yeah, it's like all comfort.
Yeah.
That's Wagyu, I feel.
Yeah, we had some. One thing I'm not. In Japan, they have this thing where you can take your tax money. Like, you have to pay a certain amount of money to the government because that's what you're supposed to do, or you're forced to do. But you can allocate your tax a certain amount of your tax money to like a different region of Japan.
Yeah, so it's a residential tax that you pay for your prefecture and your city. But you can, like, you don't have to pay if you paid to another, like, you know, normally you owe the residential tax to the city that you live in. But if you paid somebody else, like you pay another city, they will like send you a thank you gift because you're not a resident, so you're not forced to pay tax to this city, but you did, so thank you. And then you can also deduct the tax. There's a limit to it. You can't pay all of your tax to another city, but you can do that to a certain extent, and they deduct that from your city's tax. So basically, you get a free gift for paying tax that you have to do anyways.
Right. And yeah,
So
usually I'll take my tax money to get like A5 Wagyu steaks, which
you use it all on meat.
Yeah, I would not buy that steak,
right?
Because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
But if I have to pay taxes anyways, I might as well get some steak out of it.
Yeah, it's a very clever way to keep money in rural cities where they don't have a lot of residents.
Right. So
I think it's a pretty good system.
It's a good system.
Yeah.
Yeah, A5. It's just you get the thing, it says A5 on there, and it's like marble. It looks like a piece of marble stone, and you're like, but yeah, it is if you've never had like a real Wagyu, it's not like eating a regular steak. A regular steak, you know, you chew it and you know you get that meat taste. A5 is like it melts. You cook it for like 2 seconds and you eat it and it just literally melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
And it tastes like oil and meat and butter and fat. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just sometimes it's good. Sometimes you also want meat.
That's true. It's true. It's totally different experience. Okay. Anyhow, that said, BD writes the Bezat special has extra grip. Yeah, it holds you in all the right places. And Snuff Spoon with some sizing advice on the Bezat special. Size down on the Bezat special for the best fit. It's true. You want to make sure that everything is tight and fitted for the Bezat special. You can't size down too much on those.
That's true. It might just accidentally reveal some.
You want to make sure everything's secure and in its place. I was trying to think of something funny to say, like the baby's in the you know, the stork carries the package, you know, the baby. That's how babies are born, right? Yeah. You want to make sure that the baby is in what does the stork carry them in? Like that?
I don't know. Like
that
a
cloth? Yeah.
Like a furoshiki
Is there a term for that?
I don't think
so. Snuff Spoon writes, Basic, can you guarantee a heavyweight strong guy? I will guarantee that we will do one eventually. The next time I can't say for the next elephant. Maybe. I mean, the red core, is that going to be... I feel like...
We talked about this, I feel, last week. Like, that might not be the right strong guy.
It needs to be a more classic indigo strong guy, or like heavyweight denim.
Strong guy. Yeah, I don't know. That's...
I'll see. You know what? I'm going to make... Maybe I made a note of it before, but I'll see if there's perhaps any, like, old rolls of... Because last week I wrote elephant overalls, and then I'm going to make another note to say elephant strong guy. I'm going to check for in-stock fabric. Maybe there's a roll or two hanging around. We can see what we can do for you guys.
Or even if it's not like 20 ounce, maybe like, 16 ounce. We might have some good ones.
Right. Pierce Rose writes, when do the Matsuri jeans come out? They are going to come out for Boxing Day. Not Boxing Day, Black Friday. Black Friday. So we have a whole group of products that are going to be coming up for Black Friday. You're going to, if you're clever on the website, you're going to be able to find them early just to get a preview of them. But let me just go over the Black Friday schedule for everyone, so everyone here in the live stream knows what to expect for the Blackest Friday of the year. So head over to tateandyoko.com, pronounced Tate and Yoko. And for Black Friday, which will, for us, for you specifically in the live stream, it's going to start on Wednesday, November 22nd. What's going to happen is, on the website, I'm going to make all the Black Friday deals live. But I will not change the titles of any of the collections. I will not make it apparent that the Black Friday sale is on. I'm basically changing all the prices on the website. They will all be active. All the Black Friday deals will be active for you guys, the live stream audience. You shop on the 22nd. You get first picks on everything that's on sale. So come on in, shop. We'll have all the deals ready. A lot of the stuff that's already on sale will be further on sale. A lot of the stuff that's regular price will be on sale. We're going to have all the promotions set. There's you click on all sale here, and you will see everything that is on sale. And so go shop, avoid the rush, because when we send the email out to everybody, which will go out the next day on the 23rd, that's when the general audience will know. And the Tate and Yoko mailing list is pretty big. So, and everyone's going to expect it too, right? Black Friday, everyone knows, Black Friday is the 24th, but everyone knows everyone starts a little bit early. So people are going to expect it on the 23rd. They're going to get the email blast on the 23rd. We're going to put it up on Instagram on the 23rd. But on the 22nd, it's going to look like a regular day. Maybe somebody stumbles upon it, unknowingly. They get a deal. But you guys know that the deals are on. So you can shop early and save early. So that's what you should do. That said, if there's something you see here, I don't know. I mean, if you feel like it might be gone by then, maybe grab it now. But you could probably wait especially if there's something in the sale section. But if the 22nd, sure, the 23rd, 24th, 25th, and on, it's going to be a madhouse. It is our biggest day of the year. It's our single, and that weekend is our biggest sales weekend of the entire year. We do like a month's worth of sales in just a couple days. So it's going to be big. As Black Friday is always big for everybody. It's just, it's kind of, there's always a dip in sales in early November. It always just,
yeah,
because everyone's anticipating for it. So I just wonder, if Black Friday didn't exist,
mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, I bet you that if you looked at the numbers, you still probably end up selling more just because of it. Mm-hmm. But, it's just everyone's kind of waiting, and then bam, everyone spends their money at the same time.
It's also that, the reason why releases work also is just the, now or never mentality. If everything is okay, here's, our things. And then you feel I can come back and buy it later. I can do that later. And then you never do. Whereas with just a little encouragement, it's it's now. It's happening now.
This is gonna happen now.
You gotta grab it.
But we also spend more time telling you when we do releases, because we tell you about the products. Before, we used to be fair, before things were a little bit easier because we didn't produce as much, so a lot of our collection came in at the same time. We'd get, half the season's collection in just 2 or 3 weeks, mm-hmm. and so we would just release everything on the website without any build up. But the way our production works nowadays, it's we literally get one style comes in. We might not even get it all in 1 week. It might be we get for elephant, for example. You might get the super guy and the weird guy 1 week, and then the next week you get the easy guy and the denim jacket. Sometimes it's spread out even longer. So our production, it stretches out a lot more.
Yeah.
And by the time we get it in our warehouse, we have it all measured, we ship it out to all the retailers. Usually it's a 3 week, from when we get it to when we release it. Minimum it's 3 weeks. Sometimes it's a little bit longer. but yeah, it gives us time to like tell the stories of all of our products as well, which I think really lacked. Like if you look for some old Naked and Famous Denim products online, like there's no information about it.
Yeah, it's like on the whim, like we talk about it on, the socials or whatever, but it's like, it wasn't, like we didn't have, like, as a whole team, we were like, okay, this week we're working on this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's definitely that, obviously, but it's just...
Those Barney's, like all the stuff from the Barney's days, like there's so much cool stuff that came out that I don't remember and I don't have reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it just shows up every now and then on like an Instagram post or somebody asks me about it and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember those. But like there's no photos. There might be like a sample here and there in the warehouse.
Yeah. It does drive me crazy that we can't have like the entire archive organized. I don't think there's any way for us to have that at this point, but like it really like when I lived in Montreal, like I would keep like all of the seasons that I was in a part of, like I kept everything, and it's just like, and people keep taking it. It's like no, this is an archive, like don't touch it. Yeah. But like we can't do it from like 2008, which breaks my heart. Like
there's a lot that we have. And there's a lot that we don't have. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I say that we have more than what we don't have, but yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that's just, it's definitely lost to time. And yeah, I remember like right at the start, we used to keep like this little crappy trunk and we'd like put one of everything in there. And then the trunk got filled and we're like, oh, what do we do with these samples? And then everything just kind of gets messed around and strewed around the office. And at one point, what I wanted to do was I wanted to have each jean packaged up in like a plastic. And then I don't know if you guys, when I was a kid, I would go to the comic book stores. They would have all the expensive comics on the wall, like near there was one comic book shop I went to. They called like Gray Region in Mississauga. And they would have all the comic books on the walls, and they would have like, these little stickers or cards that they put on the front and be like, first issue of this, or like, first appearance of that, and the price of the comic book and like $200, and I'm like, wow. And they had them all around. I'm like, I wanted to have that, so I just wanted to have a room with like, oh, first this, and like first red weft, first heavyweight denim, first time we used maple leaf rivets, and anyways, never happened. It never happened. It's hard. A Soul Refined writes, the Barney's days were awesome. The Barney's days were it was a very exciting time for fashion, and the classic Naked and Famous Denim classic capsule collection that's going to be coming out for Black Friday is going to have a lot of those Barney's-esque fabrics, including one Barney's fabric that we used, that we still had a roll of from those days. That said, there's not a lot of this stuff. There's not a lot. I saw the other day something that hurt me a little bit. It was Barney's New York Forever 21 collaboration. Like a recent one. Like it's out. Like, and so I saw it on Instagram, and I'm like, what? What's going on here? And I went on the website, and I'm like, who is this for? Like,
This is so funny. Like, first of all, Barney's is like done. Like, I mean, clearly it's not done, but like
somebody has the name, right?
And then they decided to marry the, luxury, prestigious world, that we all like saw as like the, the highest, one of the highest of apparel industry. Yeah. And then you just married it with like.
Yeah. The Raven writes, is Barney's a retailer? Yeah, Barney's was a retailer. It was a luxury department store. I think they had like 20 locations across America. And they had like private labels. Yeah. They had their private label brand. They carried us. They carried a lot of, influential brands. They brought... Barney's was the shining light of the fashion world for a long time. It's even in Friends, and Barney's New York. You go to Barney's New York and you saw the latest, the greatest, the most avant-garde, the craziest stuff. And they always had the nicest stuff. And yeah, we were there for a long time, and we did a lot of collections for them. They always wanted, crazy things. So we got to be as creative as we wanted to be. And like Barney's gave us the license to be crazy, right? Because Barney's because they had so many locations, they could order a lot. And so they did. And they also, for a while, they weren't so concerned about, I'm sure they were concerned about sell-through, but their main concern, I think, with us was we had a couple of styles that were core that ran they would do replenishments every month, and they would order a lot, and that was their moneymaker for us. And then the seasonal stuff, they would get a little bit of that, but then we'd do all these Barney's exclusives, which were really off-the-wall, crazy fabrics. And they just wanted to have these statement pieces in the store. Look at these crazy, crazy jeans that we got. And only we got them. So we got to make some really, really wild stuff when working with them. And, we were with them for many, many years. And they went out of business, I don't know, a couple years ago. Feels like a long time ago now. I don't know. Time has kind of gone by. I don't remember. But they left a big void because there was no other retailer like them. Though Barney's New York still exists in Japan in a weird way. I guess they just have the license to the name. Yeah. But it's just sometimes funny or interesting to see that Barney's New York bag, walking around. I remember, we go to that New York store. There was also there's a couple of locations in New York. They had one in Vegas at the Venetian that we would visit all the time. It was a great retailer, but very odd to see that collaboration. I had no idea who that was supposed to appeal to, because I feel that young people, maybe they don't know Barney's so well, and then the people who do know Barney's well, they're not interested in that.
Yeah. It's bizarre. Because the whole point of Forever 21 fast fashion, whatever, is that the idea that you can get these high priced, top of the trend looks. Pyramid looks for much cheaper, while it's still in the trend, because they basically just copy, take those designs and make it, with cheaper fabrics, cheaper, quality, whatever. And it's just what happens when these two just meet? I don't understand. What's the quality like? What's the price like? And nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's everything. I feel like everything is going to be mediocre.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I mean, the luxury world in general is luxury mediocre. Right. That's you pay for the image of luxury. What you get is mediocre, right? You get, oh man, the amount of basic hoodies, or you see these street luxury brands printing on generic hoodies, and it's
and even the logos are generic. Yeah. It's just a very simple font. Yeah. Everything these days. I was you can't even get the logo right. There
was sometimes the value is it's a little bit more expensive than whatever, but then sometimes the value is non-existent. I'm not going to name. This week I discovered some other there's some brands that I'm okay, that the pricing is fair, right? It's not break the bank or even in luxury price zone. It's just
I mean they spend money on marketing, and that's part of it.
And it seems fine, right?
It's fine.
And then you have another brand that essentially has the same aesthetic, and they're charging mega luxury prices. Mega. And I'm for what? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And I'm hopefully nobody's fooled. But in one breath, I'm thinking hopefully nobody's fooled. And in the other breath, I hope the people who bought this I don't feel bad for them at all. They deserve what they got because you're an idiot.
Yeah. But so luxury brands, obviously that's happening. It's not great, but I think it actually is great for somebody like us who we can compete with the quality with the highest, priced brands.
Yeah.
And if they're doing a bad job of delivering quality too, then we can definitely we can destroy them in quality. We can destroy them in prices. The thing is, prices as in affordability. But the thing is, obviously we're not gonna have a billboard and celebrity wearing all those things. So,
but that's why our realm, Naked and Famous, and other brands in our realm, that's why we are succeeding, right? The maker brands that are really pushing quality at nothing we make is cheap. Nothing we make is ever going to compete with the Forever 21s or, the American Apparels. It's not going to happen. But what you get is a quality product, of a much higher quality product than what you're going to get from 90% of the luxury or mall, designer world at just such a good value for your price.
And you think of how, clothing that used to be considered to be affordable, things that are made in, China's factories are really there's so many levels, so we can't really say made in China means whatever, but there are other countries that are the labor is cheaper and the quality is whatever, but you can make things for less and that's not gonna just fall apart by holding it. So those are good. That used to be the area of clothing that is just affordable, it's cheap. But I look at those same clothes nowadays and they're $100, $150, and it's we still can make, obviously our prices are going up too, but we still can make jeans made in Canada with the Japanese high quality fabric for under $200, and so the value just really is the lower value is creeping up on us,
which is good
with the price, and then the expensive ones are going up the roof.
They're going up the roof. The quality is coming down. The lower price, the price is going up. The quality isn't changing. Ours, we're creeping up a little bit, but we're pretty steady.
So our product's value is, I feel now it's higher than ever.
I saw, it was one of the brands I was looking at. It was one of these street luxury brands. And they had the crappiest looking washed jeans I had ever seen. It was literally you go to those, I'm going to say it, ghetto flea markets. And the kind of jeans that you buy there, just no purpose, scratches and distressing on them. And they don't even look close to being natural. That level of wash. We're talking the cheapest of the cheapest, cheap wash, right? I don't know if you guys know, but the way that they get the creases in is because they have these metal plates that they have. There's this giant long arm. They put the metal plates on, then they put the leg on top of it, and then they usually use a big sander that sands on top of it. And the more intricate the plate, the more realistic looking that fade pattern is going to be. They also use lasers too. Lasers is
right. Lasers is it is, that's it's printing. It's just. But with the sanding, there is a craftsmanship. I've been to these distressing factories in Japan, and they're there are people who are okay, these young guys are doing these things, and these old guys who have skills, who have decades of experience, go do these parts. Whereas so there's things that you need to have to do skills. So, like, it's not just machines doing these things.
Yeah, so it is done, like, the hand distressing, but the cheapest ones are the ones where, like, the plates are, like, literally, they're not based on anything. Somebody just made, like, a couple of random scratch zigzags, and they put them down, and they just, you know, hit it with the sander, or worse, they might just hit it with some chemicals, and that's it. Like, they look so unrealistic, so bad, and, like, these jeans were, like, $900. And their brand, like, you know, even I used to work for Diesel for a long time, and I know those jeans are a lot more expensive nowadays, but, you know, there are brands out there that do proper quality looking distress, and, you know, the prices are not $1,000 for a pair of jeans. They're like, you know, the $300, $400 range, like that. They've kind of crept up a little bit over time, but that's, you know, over 20 years, you know, prices go up from what, you know, I was used to. But, like, it's like, how do you tell your customer that a basic stone wash, a basic acid wash, like some of these really basic washes are like really crappy, like you didn't even take the time to design like the plate or the pattern, because those plates probably cost a lot of money, you know. You didn't even go through that effort, and you have the balls to ask your customers for $1,000 for that. Fine, look, all's fair in retail. You can ask $1 million for it. For whatever you want. But, you know, and maybe they're not selling them. Hopefully they're not selling them. And if you do buy them, you're an idiot. But it is, to me, it's like how disingenuous you are. It shows how disingenuous you are as a brand and, you know, as a company, that you would ask your customers for something that has no value, that they literally could find it anywhere, of an equivalent quality for pennies, and you're asking them for thousands. You know, those you know, kind
Probably
of
not pennies.
Man, I've seen jeans like that for, like, you know, these kinds of stores are selling for like $10-$20, right? It's just what they're selling you, and it is, it's kind of gross. And this is not, I can't name names and say, because this is the Naked and Famous Denim live stream, but maybe one day I'll have a fully unhinged version of this where I just go nuts, and you can hear all of my unhinged rants with me taking shots. We'll have to have the shot sound effects whenever I do that. But
Unhinged Bezad.
Unhinged Bezad.
That's a scary idea.
But anyways, you guys know, if you're in the chat here, you'll see it when you see it. And yeah, White Lightning, aka Aqua. I got my first Bape fake from a local ghetto flea market. Yes, it was out of the back of a trunk too. Fun thing to admit. Yeah, I used to be one of those guys way back in the day who would sell like bootleg stuff like that out of the back of a trunk, out of all kinds of stuff. I was there. I was that guy, so I know. I didn't think, but man, there was one point in my life where I was like, I need a hustle, right? I need a hustle, so I need to find a hustle. And, you know, flipping cell phones and doing dumb, stupid shit. I never got into, like, anything, like, criminal. Bootleg sneakers are one thing, but, you know,
But you didn't go all in.
Yeah, I didn't go all in.
Like, dipping your toes.
Yeah. You know what it was? Like, you know, you do that and you, like, you know, you sell a couple sneakers here and there, you sell this and that. Like, I would say that maybe I wasn't even very good at it. And, you know, you spent all this time to, like, flip a cell phone. You bought a cell phone off somebody for cheap, and then, like, you sell it to somebody else, or you bought it on eBay. That's what I used to do. And, I made $200 today. But I'm like, it took me 2 weeks to, like, make $200. And I got a job, and I'm just like, yeah, this is so much easier.
You show up.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, every day I get money in my pocket just for being here. So, Get a job. Don't hustle. It's not worth it. Yeah. You're above true shade. Unhinged Bezad YouTube channel. Make it a thing. Maybe TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Bezad rant. I'll have to have a mask. I don't want the industry doesn't want you to know this, and I'm not gonna get taken out by the industry. They want to silence me, but they can't.
I mean, you live in Japan.
I live in Japan. They ain't coming here.
Safe. Yeah.
No unmasked. Yeah, I'll show my face. Come and get me, fashion industry. No mask. Be bold, sir. You know. Anyways, I don't want to get into it, but the mask makes sense. Just saying.
Right.
You know, like. You know, the idea of show your face, be brave. I'm like, no, don't get caught.
I mean, if you're really if you're like Snowden, yes, cover your face.
Cover your face. Joy Decay, I sold stolen liquor from my Hatch and Audi, and that's how I got the MacBook Air from the shady guy at the gas station.
So many layers of shades.
Yeah, I once bought a laptop from a shady guy. Didn't work very long. That was another life lesson of mine. Buddy of mine's like, yeah, I got a laptop for sale. I'm like, cool, great. And like, it was one of the dumbest things I'd ever done. I was working at an electronics store, and like our Sony rep had like hooked it up that I could get like this really awesome Sony laptop, and like one of those super thin ones back in the day. And it was a Vio, yeah. And then my buddy's like, oh, You need a laptop? Oh, I got a buddy who's got a laptop for sale, and he'll give it to you for a good price. And it ended up being like around the same price of what I would have paid. But I was like, oh yeah, buddy's giving me a back of the trunk kind of deal. I'm like, and then it like broke in like 3 weeks, and he's like, yeah, well, and I'm like, ugh, why did I give up actually buying something from
proper? Yeah.
That was young, teenage Bezad.
Cheap. Always comes out expensive.
Cheap always comes out expensive. I'm Joey Decay, 100% cashmere denim. You know, speaking of the Barney's days, it could happen again.
But that would be double the price.
Yeah, $1,400 back then. Like, Risa and I, for Wonder Looper, were looking at, like, 100% cashmere fabrics. And, like, we were talking to the supplier, and the supplier was like, cashmere's doubled in price, like recently.
Yeah.
And, like, he's like, what we were charging for this is now double. And, yeah, it would be at least, like, $1,400 back then. We're probably looking at, like, at least $3,000 today for a 100% indigo-dyed cashmere Selvedge denim.
That's only if they're, like, the mills are willing to do it.
Yeah, that too. So, if you guys are cool with that... we'll
that would also have to be a pre-order because
that would be a pre-order.
Yeah.
Because like we can't make. Look, we're not selling 300 of those.
Yeah.
I don't think. Let me know how many of you guys want. Hit the like button.
Yeah.
Hit the like button right now. If we get it up to 3,000 likes, we'll consider it. But yeah, that's going to be a very pricey and expensive jean to make. But we do have the 10% cashmere, so those are a lot more affordable.
That's a good price.
And we've never adjusted the price.
Yeah, we didn't raise the price, even though cashmere.
They might have gone up by like $4, I think, $8. Like,
I mean, from the first time we released, I'm sure it's up in a little bit, but
yeah, but not much.
Not as much as the cashmere price went up.
We're the Arizona iced tea of products. Like, we really don't raise our prices, and when we do, it is by the like. Even Arizona, I think, had to raise their prices to like $1.29 eventually, but. You know, when we increase our prices, they're so minuscule. Whereas the industry in general, prices are really seasonally dependent. Like, because they're like, well, this season, these are our costings, and like we're going to make our prices based on that. And we're just like, meh, that's our core products. we just
You
keep
know,
selling them for that price. If we
Yeah.
have to like eat the cost difference, we'll eat it for so long, and then maybe we'll adjust it by like $4, $8, $7, something like that.
we wait till absolutely necessary to change the price. And part of it is because we're always short staffed and we're like, I don't want to go through all these items and change prices and tell customers to change prices too, because they're not gonna do anything on their own. They don't know if we raise the price or not. And it's very annoying.
So take advantage. I think the Indigo Selvedge is still $140.
$40, yeah.
$140. That's a good price for that jean.
Yeah, some of unbranded.
Yeah.
high
Oh, right.
price.
Yeah, unbranded's creeping up a little bit more.
Honestly,
yeah.
I mean, we're doing a little bit more special. Like our the basic 01s are still in 96, I think. Or,
no, I don't remember.
Something
like that.
It's under 100 or so, but
when they first came out, we're talking 2009. They were $82. $82, and now they're.
I think it's 96.
Let me double check that, but yeah, you might be right. I think that's pretty good.
94.
$94. So when they first came out, 2008, 2009, they were $82. But I think we increased it to like 84, like very shortly after. And then it was like $84 for the longest time. So in like basically 15 years, it's gone up less than $1 a year. That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. You tell me, are you offended by that? Let me know. But yeah, we've held on to the sub $100 price point for a long time.
Yeah, and I think we can keep that for a little bit longer because we still have $6.
Yeah, we still have $6 to go. At one point there'll be $99, and we're just never gonna no.
No.
That's it. They're gonna stay there forever. Chris Griffin writes, my friend bought the 10% cashmere blend. I have the kimono weft, which is a silk blend. We love them. Yeah, the cashmere blend, the silk blends, very, very comfortable jeans. The cashmeres are especially comfortable.
Yeah, it's fleeced.
Yeah.
It's the brushed.
If you have a loved one in your life that is looking for a pair of comfortable jeans, those are some really, really good options for you. I know we restocked the indigo ones. Let me just double check that. Cashmere denim. Not completely, but there are some more in stock. The black have been out of stock for a while, unfortunately. But I can see that we do have what's going on here? Oh, that's the black cashmere. Yeah, the indigo cashmere. Hold on. So we got 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, 36, 38. Anyhow, we do have some good sizes here. Hopefully we'll have some true guys soon. Easy guy seems pretty well stocked. So, and I think there's some super guy here as well. So we're okay, not fully sized, but very, very, very comfortable jean. We have to update that photo. Look at that guy, robot arm guy. Yeah, these are a joy to wear, that's for sure. 10% cashmere, they're fleeced on the inside, super soft. Yeah, there you go. Let's see what else we got. Chris Griffin, when world economists are struggling to prove inflation is low, they look at your brand as an example. Yeah, don't look at us. We're not basing our prices on much.
Yeah, we're not very organized in that way. We're not.
Yeah, we're not calculating every cent here to make sure that we're at optimal, profit efficiency. That's it's not our game. Jeremy Disson, NYC Black Friday sale starting on the 22nd as well. I'm gonna say yes. It will not be as robust as Tate and Yoko because they don't have the inventory level that we do. They will have some of their own separate promotions. So
they will have the classic.
Yeah, they'll have the classic
right?
collection available. Yeah. So you'll be able to, same thing with Tate and Yoko in store. Like if you come in store, you can try them on. But I know there's more traffic at the New York City physical retail store. David writes, do you take different photos between the fit types of the same jean? Yeah. So
Yes.
each fit has its own photo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. What else do we got here?
Sometimes like the leg opening photo is the same, or you know.
Yeah, if it's the same leg opening, then it might be the same. But or like the hardware shot is sometimes the same. Like if it's a button fly, we're just trying to show that it's a button fly. So,
Yeah.
But yeah. Super Turbo one. Does Risa have a boyfriend? Does she want one? Risa has a husband, and I'm right here.
I was like, jeans? I don't. Yes. No, I do not want a boyfriend.
Yes, she has a husbando, and I'm her husbando. For those people who don't realize it yet.
It surprises me. Like
Yeah.
we clearly are home. I guess maybe I could just be coming to your home, or you could be coming to my home to record.
Or this is just our office. But yeah, this is our home office. We live and work here. Yes, the concrete walls. That's how we live. Snuff Spoon, you two are so good together. Well, we think so too. We think so too.
It is surprising that people don't
Pick up on it.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
maybe we need to show more affection on live streams.
Like Michael and Holly.
Yeah, Michael and Holly
Just
flags.
hold hands the whole time.
Let's do it.
Like, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
There this is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna not stop doing this. Are you ever going to make a souvenir jacket, being that they are big in Japan? Jeremy Didson, let me say, this is good. We are big fans of souvenir jackets. Whether they are big in Japan or not, I would say that they exist in Japan, but they're not, I wouldn't call them mainstream.
I mean, there was a trend,
Yeah.
obviously.
A couple years ago, there was a little bit of a mainstream trend on them.
I feel like it was a big trend.
Yeah.
It was even a trend in the West, too. But...
Okay, here's the problem with souvenir jackets. I have a few. I love them. I enjoy them. Most souvenir jackets are not made in Japan anymore, even the ones from Japanese companies, because there are fewer and fewer people able to make the souvenir jackets the way that they used to be made. And so many of you may know what chain stitch embroidery is, but and that is like, hand cranked, embroidery. Like you have to control the machine by hand. There's no like robot.
The knee underneath is like adjusting.
Right. So
it is incredible.
For souvenir jackets, it's a single needle stitch, but you control the depth at which it goes like left and right with your knee. And so
it is like a computerized like embroidery, like just go zzz and fill the colors. But yeah, like you are moving the fabric with your hands, and you are moving the direction that the needles, the width of the
width of the zigzag.
With your knees.
So it's very, very difficult, and takes hours to complete a jacket. So there's not a lot of people doing it anymore. And because of that, it makes it, I would say, impossible for us to make a souvenir jacket, because we would not want to do it not made in Japan. So that's where it all gets a little bit complicated. That said, and this is just separate and aside, Risa personally wants to buy one of these machines so that she can learn how to do it, and just so that, just for a personal...
When I have free time.
Yeah, but it'll never turn into something that we could mass produce. You know, the reason why those souvenir jackets back in the day could be done, because there was many people doing that. That was a big industry, right? You went to like Yokosuka, where those jackets came from, and that's where a military base was, and everybody there wanted to bring something home to America when they went home. That's why they were called souvenir jackets. So, you know, all these cheap jackets showed up, and they didn't just make jackets. That same kind of embroidery was used for pillows, or they would embroider like guys' uniforms or things like that. So there was just embroiderers everywhere.
And it was, you know, back when the economy wasn't as, you know, like the world wasn't as rich. So like, you know, the cost of actual physical labor was a lot lower.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know, it's just it's a great thing. It's just that maybe not so much Naked and Famous world.
Yeah.
I think Naked and Famous is, you know, definitely more about the fabric, whereas like this one, it's just kind of like I don't know, it's an art form.
Yeah. So I say, if you want a souvenir jacket, literally the company that started making souvenir jackets still makes them today. They still make some of them in Japan. I would say go and get them from them.
Yeah.
So it's a company called Toyo, Toyo. They have some made in China options. They still have some made in Japan options. If you can find a vintage option, better still.
And they're great because they actually do pull from their own archive and the archive from like similar companies that that you know they were doing this in the same you know region with, and you know they're very good. I think they're the only one out of all these old school embroiderers that became, you know, that became, you know, big, and also have the ability to, you know, we last year we went to like a museum, like it's a exhibition of their archive of things, and they had like tons of like old school jackets and all of those things, and like, you know, because they have all the records and because they could archive it, they can pull from like the originals, and I think that's wonderful.
They had the original patterns, you know, like the patterns that they would use to like a draw on the back of the jacket. So it was like, you know, the graphic, and then, you know, they would kind of use chalk to go over it to like imprint the pattern of the design onto the jacket, and then the embroiderer would embroider on top, so we'd know, you know, how to embroider it all.
They also had the original bills.
Yeah, they had the invoices from like the army, like you know, the army was like the American army was buying them. And
they would order like each, you know, because like if they're started in Yokosuka, well, they got big in Yokosuka, but like they would have like an order from like a Hawaii, like a base in Hawaii. They would want like a Hawaiian design, and that's like the souvenir from that base. You know, if you're stationed in that base, you buy that.
Yeah, and like it would be like $6 a unit, $3 a unit. It was crazy. So like they were this amazing amount of talent, and like even $3 at the time, it was, I would argue it was cheap, very cheap for something of that quality, that amount of, you know, skill to produce.
100%.
You won't find them for $3 anymore, or even the equivalent in today's money, but it is something nice to own.
Yeah, we can't just come in and start making these and be like, oh, we make the best jackets.
Yeah.
If we couldn't make the best jackets, we might as well not, maybe.
Yeah. So
that's kind of where we are at
with
that.
So yeah.
Yeah. I want to bring up two topics that we need to talk about.
Okay.
One, we're hiring.
Yes, that's true. If you are in the Montreal area, we are looking for more people. If you want to join the Tate and Yoko crew, we are mostly looking for somebody to help in the warehouse, but, you know, you start in the warehouse, you might find yourself in another position sooner than later. If you're in the door, you're in the door.
Yeah, exactly. If like, you know, if you just want an experience in the apparel industry, I think it's a good place to start. You also, if you want to learn how to sew, maybe we could teach you that too. If you want to just like, if you like jeans,
Yeah.
you get a deal on some jeans.
Yeah. So it's as you can see, you know, from this week at Tate and Yoko, it's a pretty chill environment. You know, everyone does their work, but it's I think, you know, for what it is, it's a pretty good job.
Yeah. And if you could speak English and French, that would be best.
Yep.
But if you can't speak French, I mean,
That's
it
okay
might not
too.
cut you because of that,
Yeah.
I guess.
We prefer some bilingualism, if possible, but it is not a full requirement. But yeah, if you're in the Montreal area, you basically have to live in Montreal. Sometimes I get people whenever we do like we're looking for people. Someone is like, "Oh, yeah, I'd like the job." I'm like, "Where do you live?" And they're like, "Pakistan." I'm like,
No.
"I appreciate it, yeah, appreciate it, but
we do need
we need someone to be
physical, no,
someone in
presence.
Canada land, specifically Montreal." Yeah. Snuff Spoon, I'm beginner in French. Give me years.
If you're learning French, it
Yeah.
might be a good opportunity
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, in general, we just want a good spirited, you know,
Yeah.
enthusiastic young people.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to be young, I guess.
Yeah. Person
Yeah.
of any age, who's kind and diligent.
And excited to
Yeah.
work in
Yeah.
jeans
Yeah.
world.
Diligence goes a long way. Kindness goes a long way. But yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, if you know anybody, maybe suggest.
Let them know we're looking.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all of your orders are, you know, our guys are great, but they need more. They need more muscle. You know, just Terry and Garrett. There's a lot of muscles there. Mm-hmm. Vincent, a lot of muscles there. Mm-hmm. Vinny, a lot of muscles there. Mm-hmm. We need more muscles.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
muscles.
Muscles.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Second point. Yes.
The second point is this.
Yeah.
And this.
It's coming.
Yeah, next Friday. So along with the king of the king of dub slubs, the king of slub dub part 2. King of Slub 2 comes out next Friday. And what is that? That's the 18th of November, 17th of November. We're gonna have the King of Slub 2, and we're gonna have the King of Mugs 2. So all this is new. This is restocked, and then the original.
They're still available.
They're still available. So
but these two are
yeah.
going to be available starting next Friday.
Yeah. So new color. So the white, the classic milk glass with the blue, and then we have like the dark navy on the jadeite. So you got some options there as well. So we've been teasing these for a while. They're finally there. Joey writes, Justin is built like me, but taller. I wish I was as tall as him. Yeah, Justin's a tall guy.
Justin's
a tall guy.
like a tall guy. I've never met him.
Yeah, we haven't met him in person yet, but experienced dancer and tall and super nice guy.
Terry is also very tall.
Terry's very tall. Vince is tall. There's a big. Everyone's tall in there nowadays. They're
big. Yeah.
We're making them big, which is good. You know, I think a couple of episodes ago they showed like, you know, every now and then we get someone who's like, "Oh, your inseams are too short," and I'm like, "They're not." Like you're like, unless you're LeBron, you know, if you're over 6'5", if you're an NBA player height category, yes, our jeans may not fully accommodate you, but if you're like, Terry's like 6'3", 6'4", I think. Like, if you're in that height range, he's still cuffing.
Yeah.
He's still cuffing. He's fine. So, Terry's in the house.
Hey.
Boom, give him a high
guy.
five. Terry, how tall are you? Let us know. You're a tall guy. And you're still cuffing.
Yeah.
The Raven... Wait. The Raven writes... Okay, Terrence says, I'm 6'2". I can do a big cuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, there you go. 6'2", that's tall.
I mean, I understand if you want a big cuff and you're like 6'4", like it might be, you know, not not the most ideal option. But you also have to understand that you know, I mean, we can't make everything 36-inch inseam, and everybody just, you know, cuts like 6-7 inches. Yeah. That would make our jeans more expensive. And it's just a waste of fabric.
Yeah. I thought Terry was 6'4" because I'm not tall either. I look up to Terry.
Yeah,
like, big guy.
Big guy.
Jameson Keating 6'4". Jameson Keating is 6'4", and I can double cuff many of my pairs. E Honda, Jotaro, Joseph, even my midnight slub stretch. So there you go. Chris Griffin, I'm also 6'2", and your jeans are fine.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So.
To be fair, though, like, I mean, there's the amount of people who are over 6 feet in mostly in America are incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I learned that 6 foot was like a very tall person as an idea who didn't know about like feet and inches and stuff. But then, like, everybody started saying, like, yeah, I'm 6 whatever. Yeah. It's like, how is everybody over 6 feet?
Yeah, I'm 5'8". I'm not a tall guy. I'm like average little. In Japan, I'm not a tall guy, but
I think you're taller than maybe you're taller than numbers.
Maybe,
yeah.
But in the West, I'm not. I'm a short guy.
I am like. I think I read when I was in college. I think I read that like average height for American women are 5'4", and I'm 5'4".
Okay,
I'm taller than average here, but no, I mean, very average.
Yeah. In Canada, I don't find that I find that Canadians aren't as tall as Americans.
That I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you're the same people, really.
I don't know what it is. Whenever I go to America, I just find that everyone's a lot bigger.
Americans are big.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of smaller Americans too. Americans are just like a wide variety of people.
That's true.
There's a lot of them.
Joey Decay, my mom is 5'1". Yeah. My sister's pretty short. Something like that.
She's not 5'1".
She's not 5'1", but she's pretty short. Yeah. I've been Joey Decay, I've been waiting to build my professional wardrobe for church so that Oxford is awesome. We'll be wearing it this Sunday. Yeah, that's true. Our Oxford shirts are really good for occasions like, church or things like that. Mm-hmm. You know, you can wear them pretty casually and you can wear them pretty smartly as well. So there you go. Hope you're enjoying it. I hope you look good when you go to church. Nicholas Vilpu, I think a lot of men slightly inflate their height numbers among other things. This is true. It's your build weight and your actual weight, or your build height and your actual height. Like in wrestling, everyone's bigger and taller than they actually are.
Right, but we just met with Neil.
Yeah, Neil from Standard and Strange.
He was in Japan, and I've met him before, but and I knew he was tall, but it's like this time when I saw him, maybe because we are in Japan and surrounded by regular people, he was like a giant.
Yeah, because he was also he's a tall guy.
Yeah,
and then he was wearing engineer boots.
Yeah,
and like a cowboy hat.
Yeah, and he was like a 7 foot tall.
Yeah,
really,
he was so big, and I'm like,
it's like wow.
Yeah. Jeremy Didson, how many pairs of Naked Famous jeans do you spot in Japan when you're out and about? I'm gonna say not many. Mostly because Naked Famous sometimes can be hard to spot, but I don't think that that's the reason why I don't see them too much in Japan, is because we don't sell too many of them here in Japan in general.
We found them in like thrift stores multiple times.
Like the high end. So the thrift store situation in Japan is not like it's not like Goodwill.
Thrift store. Yeah, it's a second
hand shop, and the Naked and Famous stuff will always be in like the higher end area of the second hand shop. So like. The other day, I found a pair of Blancas, and they wanted like $80, $100 for them. We found some like old because when we were selling to Barney's New York, we were selling the same exclusives to Barney's Japan, and so I would find some of those Barney's exclusives to Japan in there as well, and they'd always $70, $80, $90 for a pair. So I was like, yes, they still have some value out here. Yeah, but honestly, we don't see too many of them out here. Terrence Dunn, we got some short kings on the team here too, right? We got them all. We got the whole range of sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need more women.
We need more women. If you're a lady and you'd like to join the Tate and Yoko team,
We don't discriminate.
we don't discriminate. We're
We actually might discriminate a little bit.
No, you can't say that. We don't discriminate at all. We are an equal opportunity employer.
I want girls on the team.
We do want some more ladies on the team. So if you are a lady, please join our team. We would love to have you. Snuff Spoon, I do a lot of stretching for yoga and Muay Thai, but that also prevents shrinking. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Joey Decay, King Vinny needs to start dropping one-liners for the titles again. Up until the last video, it was all Vinny one-liners for the title. Yeah. I have to say, though, as much as I love the one-liner titles, the not one-liner titles do better.
I mean, because...
Here's why. If I put the word raw Selvedge denim in the title, it does better. It just does.
It reaches the right target.
Right, bingo. So the one-liner titles, as funny as they are, if you're a subscriber and you're like a regular viewer, then you will come across that video. But if you're just looking for raw denim, maybe you're interested in raw denim content, you may not come across that video. So it's just, sometimes you just got to play by the algorithm rules.
Vinny has to come up with one-liner titles that are one-liners that are raw denim related.
Yeah. Terrence writes, Vinny gets fan mail from other kings. That's nice. Awesome. I'm glad. Okay. Joey Decay, is that a snake in your pants Selvedge denim? See? That would work. Snuff Spoon writes, sorry, Bayside, I feel like you miss out on a lot of little combos that happen here, LOL. I promise I'm not randomly talking about stretching.
Yeah.
It's possible. I don't catch all of them, but I assume there's some fun. I know that there's some fun going on in the chat.
Terry's oh my god, don't encourage him. No,
we encourage all of our staff to excel at what they do best. If you bring a talent to the table, we want to massage that talent and make it become the best it can be. BD writes, I didn't understand why one was called chicken nuggets, and then I remembered what I did. It's true.
You didn't understand.
That was for you, my friend. Okay. Jameson Keating, what if my talent is massage? Then we're gonna use it. You're gonna need the denim to perfect softness for customers if they want a nice pre-softened denim.
Is it a free service?
I don't know. You might have to tip them. Okay. Santi writes, I'm only like 5'6", but I'm convinced groovy guys will make me look tall and slick like Justin and Vinny. There you go. See? There's a height difference there. They both look great in the same jean. Yeah.
And the flared silhouette definitely makes you look like taller or longer, has longer legs.
Okay. Hand-kneaded denim. I'm down, the Raven says. It's a great service that we maybe will provide one day.
Maybe.
All right, guys. We've got something great to show off because we did promise a fun Wonder-related snack. So here we go. Chip Star
Wonder Taste.
Wonder Taste for the Super Mario Wonder video game. And there's also a Wonder Looper live stream going on tomorrow. So we thought it was all nice and wonderful.
Yeah, a full circle.
James Singh says, called it. You named it. So Chip Star is the competitor to Pringles chips in the West. And it is a very similar style product. And these are purple potato chips, if you can't tell.
That are curry flavored.
Yeah, it's
purple.
It's a weird mix of things. Curry flavored purple potato chips. Now, the thing about Chip Star is that they do come in this canister, but unlike Pringles, you're gonna see it right here. They come in a bag. Why do they come in a bag inside a tube? What's the point of this? I have to open this.
So Pringles has a sealed top. This one is like, I mean, it's glued down, but it's not like vacuum sealed.
But does Pringles own the rights? Like what? I just don't understand the point of just put the chips in the tube. Don't put it in a bag in the tube. That seems silly. That said, this packaging is kind of cute because it has all the little Mario icons all over it. But yeah, Chip Star.
And Chip Star chips are much smaller.
Yeah, they are much smaller than a Pringle.
Pringles.
So, purple potato chip. Super Mario Wonder. I haven't played this yet. Pedro, every time I see a Super Mario star, I instantly hear the star music. Yeah, that's it. James and King really makes me wonder why they would do that. Well, I think the question is over. That looks like a pretty cool chip.
It's not. It looks like a purple potato chip.
Yeah, I don't think they made it from purple potatoes. Although we did have a hard bite. They made a purple. It was called Purple Rain, and it was made from purple potato chips. And they were very good.
One of the best.
They're very nice. Yeah. We got them at Costco Japan. I don't know if they have them in the West, but Costco Japan had purple hard bite chips, which are Canadian, and they had the Purple Rain. Anyways,
all right.
Check it out.
Try it.
Very good curry smell.
Like a sweet kids curry.
Yeah.
Kids curry flavor.
That's exactly what it is.
I mean, it's got Mario on it, so it probably shouldn't have any spice, but no spice. Very sweet curry taste.
Very sweet, very creamy.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good chip.
I don't know why it's purple.
Maybe there's something in the video game that's purple. But there was a series of these chips for Mario, the new Mario game, from Chip Star. There's a whole row of them. I guess we only picked up on these because they were purple.
Oh.
And it said Wonder Taste. The other ones were like seaweed and like they had a soy butter one. These are wonderful.
Yeah. I would say so.
I'm presuming there's something purple related in the game. I don't know because I haven't played it yet.
Maybe just a color scheme.
Yeah. So, where am I going to rank these?
I think I would rank it 7-1.
Yeah, I was going to say 7.
Like, it's 7 in the sense that I think it's delicious. I would buy it again. But I'm not running to the store to buy more.
Right. Yeah.
Like these are limited edition. If I miss the boat without buying it again, I will be fine.
Yeah.
I'll get over it.
Like if we were going on a trip, like you're going, you're going on the train or something like that. Why is this here?
So you can. Squish.
So you can recycle this properly. You can. It has like these cutouts, and then you can squish the cardboard. All right, I didn't know that. Seems.
I think it's new. I don't think it had that before.
Anyhow, if we're going on a road trip, you're going on the train, you're going somewhere for a while. You have to have a snack. Going on a flight, you saw that at the airport. I'd pick it up.
It's delicious, so it's in the 7s, but it's not like, oh my god, this is so good.
Yeah. So, this is a good low 7. It's a good chip. Yeah. So, Chip Star potato chips, Wonder Taste, curry flavored Super Mario Wonder themed purple potato chips.
It looks cute.
7-0, 7-1. Looks cute. If you're in Japan or coming to Japan, maybe grab one. I don't think these are going to be around forever, but a fun product nonetheless. 7-0. Okay, now before we go, let's do what we should be doing. What I probably should have asked earlier. That's to hit the like button. because we're going to be ending in the stream soon. But before we go, hit the like button, show your appreciation for the live stream, help other people find this live stream by increasing those likes. And we'll answer a couple questions before that. While I was scoping the website and I noticed a new pair called Matsuri. Any news on this? It's good to see that people are finding these things. Edwin, we talked about it earlier in the stream. They're going to be coming out for Black Friday on sale. Right now they're not on sale and they have the regular price, but they will be on sale for Black Friday.
Yeah.
And
when
on
they become
sale.
available, it will be on sale.
Yeah. So check out the details, or you'll be able to rewatch this live stream. We talked about it, and we also talked about it in some previous live streams as well.
But we're also going to come out with the video that covers the entire collection of Black Friday special collection.
So all the Black Friday stuff, instead of having individual videos, because I just don't have the time to make that video, we're going to do a comprehensive video of all the Black Friday special capsule collection release. So watch out for that. It'll probably we will record it next week, and it'll probably come out around the 20th. On Monday, we'll have the video for the King of Slub 2. The King of Slub a Dub Dub. Slub a Dub King of Slub. Dub a Slub. King of Slub 2. Coming out on Monday. So watch out for that. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, you can watch Terry and the crew. Aunt Terry and the boys at this week at Tate and Yoko. They'll have another literally action-packed video for you to check out. And then Friday, of course, back again, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here for the live stream. You get a lot of us every week. We hope you enjoy it. And if there's anything you want to see, if there's anything more you want to know about, you know what to do. You leave the comment in the comment section. You be part of the chat. And we're always here to answer your questions, whatever they may be. So we'll leave it there. Everybody, thanks for joining us for our wake up on Saturday morning. We hope you have a great rest of your evening.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Do something nice for yourselves and do something nice for somebody else. We'll see you guys next week. We love you all. All right.
Bye
Bye everyone.